Okay, One Piece chapter 1126. First and foremost, got to get this out the way now. I had to like literally stop and rant for a second. Like normally, like I read the chapter and then I immediately just cut it on. Cut the camera, well, not the camera anymore. I'm not on camera, but cut the microphone on and I haven't been on camera in years, but like for blind reactions anyway. But like I had to cut the microphone on. I normally I cut the microphone on, and I'm so upset I can't get my thoughts together. Normally I cut the microphone on and just immediately react. I had to get into the Patreon Discord server and rant. Fuck Yasop. Fuck Yasop for doing that to Bartolomeo, man. Like I get why. And one of the patrons, Jay Briz, said it. You know, well, it's kind of like what happened at Usopp when Usopp and Luffy are getting into it, and like Luffy was cool after the fact, and the rest of the crew's like, "Now fuck that, Usopp's got fuck this dude, fuck Yasop," because Shanks was gonna let them boys live, man. Like I get it, and like Shanks, there was foreshadowing. I can't let you go unscathed for this because it sends the wrong. Fuck you. Fuck you. So let me back up. So the beginning of this chapter, I'm like worried about Nami now. Like those guys who have been around for a long time, you're like, of course, out of all the characters, this man's like Nami. He's already stepped into simp mode. I'm worried about Nami and I'm worried about Pudding because I forgot Pudding was being held by Blackbeard. I forgot that. But like the reason I'm worried is you get the celebration and it starts out with like fun times, laughter. We find about how Dorry and Brogy were continuing their fights. And then when Nami's like, wait a second, so you guys stop fighting to go back to your island to get new weapons just so you could continue fighting. And they're like, of course. And Usopp's like, did you learn nothing? Nami's like, I can't believe this shit. She just grabs a big jug of that beer that they're drinking, liquor, whatever it is. And that's what we learn right after, because she's drinking a lot. That's what we learn when you drink what's called the green fairy, that basically it makes you hallucinate. And when we end that chapter and we see that she's got new outfits and everything on, which that outfit looks amazing, but she's got a new outfit. I'm kind of wondering, did this bitch just get this drunk or she just took the ship and went off? Did she do what she did at Arlong Park, or at not Arlong Park, but after the Barite battle where she just set sail and went to Arlong Park? Like, did this happen? Was she that drunk? I need answers. I need answers. But like you got the Straw Hats, they're all partying up, they're yucking and etc. And Oda just messes with the heart again. This is what makes what Yasop did feel so fucked up. Because Oda just built the goodwill and good vibes. Like Robin is looking up at Luffy, and I still think Dragon's Robin's daddy. Like I'm gonna die on that hill. But like you got the moment where Bonnie is sitting on the lap of Akuma and they're looking out at the sea, and she's like, we're finally seeing the sea together. And when you talk about payoff, everything that they went through to get to this moment, and you see Bonnie as a little girl again, acting like a little girl in her dad's lap, that just hits. Like that just hits you right in the soul and in the feels. And it's just one of those moments where like, you just want to say, just stop the chapter here, let it in. Like pull a Spy Family. And for those guys who don't read Spy Family, you know, there are times where like we'll get chapters where it's like a double spread. It's a feel good moment. There's a snapshot in the life of the Forgers, and then that's the chapter, or there'll be 5 or 6 pages. And it's just, again, a snapshot. I'd have been happy here. But then I knew that something fucked up was happening. Where you turn the page and they're on an island that is controlled by Shanks. You see Bartolomeo. You see the flag of Shanks' crew burning. You see Bartolomeo handcuffed, bowing down. And Shanks is like, I can't let you go because if I do, it sends all the wrong messages. And as Bartolomeo, he's bowing down so far that he's got his head touching the ground. And he's like, I'm sorry for everything I did. It's ignorant. And when he's presented with poison and he's told, give this to Luffy within a month and everything will be good. It's going to lead to a horrifying death if you do it. Bartolomeo doesn't even hesitate. He takes it into his mouth and he drinks it, despite being told it's going to lead to a horrible death. Like, that is loyalty. That is loyalty there. I like how Shanks is just watching closely, has his poker face on, and Bartolomeo speaks what he believes are going to be his last words, and he says, Luffy didn't give us no permission. Everything that we did on our own. This has nothing to do with him. This is nothing more than some random pirates who crossed an emperor and they paid the price for it. Don't let this fall back on Luffy. My only regret is that I didn't get to see him become king of the pirates. And that just hit. Bartolomeo is a real one for that. And at first, I should have known. Because, like, Shanks ain't going to do anything to kill Luffy. Like, if they fight over the One Piece, that's something different. But with something like this, I'm like, oh, okay, like, Shanks isn't going to directly go for Luffy's head. He's not going to pull what Luffy did with Big Mom, where Big Mom got the box and it went boom, boom. You know, I should have known better. I got caught in the moment here. And Bartolomeo's like, wait a second, I drank all this. I'm alive. And they're all celebrating and like, you know, you would have thought that an emperor would be more bloodthirsty. And right after Shanks says, you know, it really feels good to see that Luffy has people following him who care for him. Yasop's like, man, bitch, step aside, pulls the gun and shoots them. Bruh. That is so cold-blooded. That is so cold-blooded. And again, for the optics reason, it had to be done so people know you don't cross the red hairs. Maybe they survive. They probably survive because I've learned with One Piece, if you don't see the body, they're alive. But that status unknown's kind of just dropping it there to kind of string along anyone like me who might get caught in the moment. Seasoned readers, you probably went, oh yeah, this is Cap, they alive. But again, I get the reason for it. But man, that just left a bad taste in my mouth. I get why. Now, we then shift over and you have Blackbeard. And Blackbeard is like, wait, Kobe escaped. Like, we needed him. Leverage. Now that everyone knows about the poneglyphs, there's going to be this huge arms race. This ain't just kept to the underworld now. We have to move. And that's where Blackbeard gets his status update. And he's like, well, yeah, Kobe escaped, but at least we got Garp. And I like how, like, even Aokiji is like, look, like, I thought that I hit him enough to kill him. The fact that he's still alive speaks volumes. Like, some of them are even going like, you know, it was a feat that we were able to capture someone like Garp. And I'm like, no, it's a feat that Garp, being as old as he is, could still put work in like that. This man got way too much motion. Like, Prime Garp would have been something else. Prime Garp would have been a menace if he's doing this in his old age. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. And that's where Blackbeard, I see what Oda's doing with him. He's positioning him for a bigger role down the line. Because him having Pudding, that's Big Mom's daughter, I see where he's taking this. He's getting leverage on various people that he's going to need to cross in the future. With Garp, you got somebody for the world government. With Big Mom, you got her daughter. I see what he's trying to do. You can never have too many points of leverage because there will always be a time where something breaks. Something that breaks. Again, like I talked about a few chapters back, there's no such thing as luck. There's preparation and taking advantage of opportunity that presents itself to you. So I like what Blackbeard's doing here. It's dark, but I like what he's doing. And I like how he's getting more updates because one of his men, they're keeping watch and they're telling him like, yeah, the revolutionaries, they successfully cut off some of the supply ships. They cut them off to various countries, but they're even cutting them off to Navy HQ, and they're cutting them off to where the celestial dragons are. And he talks about how if the celestial dragons do end up starving, it's going to put us in unprecedented times. Their piece is moving, and there's a powder keg that's about to go off. Now, the next thing that we get is we get the update where the pirate ship where Caribou's on ends up getting picked up. Don't give a fuck about him. That might bite me in the ass later on. But we get another update where we see 2 days later, the Straw Hats, they have not reached Elbaph, and everyone's just blacked out drunk. They're looking around, the Thousand Sunny's gone, and that's where we get the cliffhanger where we see Nami. She's in a brand new outfit. She looks like she's been crying, but she also has a hangover because she drank a fuck ton. Again, she's got the new outfit and she looks like she's in a palace somewhere. My big question now circles back to who the fuck is Nami? That's where I've kind of circled back to. My big question is who the fuck is Nami? Because Oda separated her from the Straw Hats for a reason. Like, maybe there are other people there, but as I said that thing about Arlong Park, like the thing that kind of popped in my head, because if you think about it, when we went to Arlong Park, we found out that Nami's mom, quote, found her. We don't know anything about Nami's past before that. Who the fuck is Nami? That's my question. Because everything Oda does, there's a purpose behind it. And just the fact that, like, Nami's the one separated. Maybe this is me, turning into a simp to try and say, well, it is Nami, so it must be something special. Like, maybe that's it. I don't think it is, though. I do not think it is. I just don't know what. Like, this is kind of one of those things, like, you have a suspicion. It's like that meme that goes around. It's from some show or movie I've never seen. But the meme is like there's a black guy that's watching suspiciously, a bald black guy, and he's holding up like a glass. And it's kind of like, I've got my eye on you. I've got my eye on Oda. Because he's cooking something with this. Like, this is more than just Nami got separated. Maybe there's another Straw Hat there with her, because I didn't see Luffy there, so maybe Luffy got drunk with her and is gone. Maybe Sanji's there, 'cause I didn't see Sanji either. But there's something else with Nami. There's something else there. Because when you really think about it, like, we don't know anything about Luffy's mom. We don't know anything about Nico Robin's father. And we don't know anything about Nami's parents. And now that I'm thinking about it, in this chapter, they said, where did Luffy go? So Luffy's probably there with her. And somebody did say, Nami, hey, wake up. So Luffy's probably there too. But now I want to know where they are. And was she so drunk that she changed into clothes? Or was this a situation like what we had with Amazon Lily, where like they washed and bathed and Luffy got new clothes and stuff? I don't know, man. Like, I'm gonna end here because I'm confused. Like, I don't have a chapter question. I'm just confused as a motherfucker, because I feel like I've kind of crafted into the theory zone now, and I try not to do that with these blind reactions, but I keep going back. Luffy, Nami, Robin, who the fuck are they? But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.